So in today's video I want to talk to you about 3 different drills that can help you to improve your balance. So balance is one of those key components of any sort of training program, and it's so important, particularly as you start to get older, with your ability to stay functional, to stay mobile, and stay strong as well. So that ability to sort of have the confidence to be stood on one leg, or to know that if you stumble you've got the ability to stabilise and control yourself, is just sort of like a key component of any sort of like well-being program that we would look at. So these 3 drills go in different levels. The first one you could class as beginner level, and then we've got intermediate and then advanced. There are different phases of difficulty within each of those levels as well, so I'll talk you through those as we go. The first one is called a single leg balance and reach, and for this drill I quite like to use just some little markers on the floor. So we've just got some coasters, we're going to pop them on the floor. So we're going to have one at 12 o'clock, we're going to have one out at 3 o'clock, and then we're going to have one at 6 o'clock if you're looking at a clock face. Now the idea from here is that I'm going to start on my left leg first of all, so these markers are out on the right hand side. I'm going to stand in line with the 3 o'clock, and I'm going to work on trying to sort of soften my left knee and really get a good connection with the floor on that left foot. So if you think about your big toe, your little toe and your heel all being in contact with the ground, it gives you a really good base of support. Try, if you can, to hover that right foot off the floor. Now everyone's a little bit different on this. Some people like to go hands on the hips, some people like to go arms out by the side, whatever feels most comfortable. I want you to really brace your abdominals, set your position, and then you're going to try and reach that right foot forwards, tap the coaster, draw back into the middle. Then we're going to go out to the side, tap the coaster, draw back into the middle. Then we're going to go straight backwards and draw back in. So remember, those points are on the floor just as like a bit of a guide. Forwards, back into the middle, out to the side, and straight back. Now that would be phase number 1. If you struggle with phase number 1, then what you might want is just something as like a bit of a stabiliser. So again, left leg is your standing leg, but the right hand is just rested on this stabiliser, and that will just allow you to start doing the movement first of all with a little bit of support. Then you put that to one side and then progress into your single leg. The next level up from this would probably be to go barefoot. So you take your shoes off, barefoot position, the foot's working a lot harder. Phase number 3 is that you would use something under your foot that makes the surface a bit more unstable. Okay, so that could be a cushion, it could be a towel rolled up, anything that's going to make the floor a little bit more unstable, so that when you go through the drill, you're having to work that a little bit harder to stabilise. Obviously you do both legs. Typically we go for around 5 rounds on each side, so you will feel the quads and the calves and the foot really starting to work and sort of tense up on this one, which is a good sign. That's level number 1. Drill number 2, we're going to use a baseball, so anything that you've got at home, baseball, tennis ball, any sort of object that you can pass from side to side. So this is now single leg balance passovers. So I'm going to go on my left leg again. Similar idea, that you want to soften that left knee first of all, so you've got to get into the movement. Set your position, hover your right foot off the floor, baseball starts out to the side, you're going to pick a point straight down on the floor in front of you, and you're going to pass the ball overhead, bring it out to the side, pass overhead, and bring it back down. Now if that feels comfortable, if looking down on the ground feels comfortable, next phase is to look straight ahead. Okay, so pick a point on the wall in front of you and do the same movement looking straight ahead. And then again, if that feels comfortable, we're looking straight up towards the ceiling. So this is going to throw things off a little bit. This right leg now has to work as a bit of a counterbalance as you go across. And then the final level to this drill, which is pretty tough, is keep your eyes on the ball all the way up over, out to the side, and then coming back across and out to the side. So you can see on that one, it's pretty tough. That right leg has to work as a counterbalance to control you. So that's the second drill. The third drill is what we call a stalk stance. So for this I'm going to use this broom handle. You could use any sort of object that you've got lying around, maybe a golf club or the mop or whatever you've got in the house. I'm going to stand on my right leg this time, so I'm going to soften my knee, get into the movement, overhand grip on the top of the thigh. From here I'm going to hinge from my hips, so I'm going to use my left leg, drive it out behind me as a counterbalance, and as I hinge forwards, I'm going to start to reach my arms forwards as well. And then I'm going to draw back up to the top. Now if you can keep your foot off the floor, that's great. If you need to reset, that's absolutely fine. Left leg out behind as a counterbalance. Hinge forwards, drive back up to the top. Obviously working both sides. For that drill, probably do 5 repetitions on each leg, but do 3 lots of 5 on each leg. So left leg first of all, then right leg, then back to left, then back to right, until you've done a full circuit of 15 repetitions. So those 3 drills again, single leg balance and reach, 3 points on the floor. You've got single leg balance pass over, going through 3 different phases, looking at the floor, looking straight ahead, looking up overhead, and then the toughest one is following the ball from side to side, and then you stalk balance to finish off with as well.